Good evening, I'm John Batchelor. This is the John Batchelor Show. My colleague Malcolm Hoenlein of the Conference of Presidents joins me this evening. We have much ahead of us to look at some very peculiar turns of events over these last days with regard, not a friend, the House of Saud, not a friend, a mysterious partner in the Middle East, the House of Saud. But I want to begin, Malcolm, good evening to you.
Good evening.
I want to begin a report on the economy because it connects with the House of Saud. The economy tonight, and these are fresh numbers, the trade gap number yesterday reported for the month of June, radically revises the GDP for the second quarter, when the presumption by the Obama administration was the recovery was underway, a modest recovery. The repositioning of economists is starting even tonight. The Wall Street Journal reports that 53 economists are saying that we expect no job growth and we expect gloomy numbers through the rest of this year. That means that we're going to revise the GDP down on this year well under 2%, maybe lower for the third quarter. We don't know, but the future is not as rosy as it was even as recently as a week ago. I mention all this because the Obama administration is going into a midterm election where the United States votes its pocketbook. We vote on the basis of our trust and in the administration and its leadership in the cabinet and also the Federal Reserve. The markets now are hesitating. The Obama administration is telling us to tighten our belts and go forward with confidence of the future. But there's an important news story today that confuses everyone. It's about a pending sale announced of Defense Department equipment to Saudi Arabia. These are important weapon systems. What is the scale of the sale, Malcolm?
Well, it's of such a magnitude, I think it's unprecedented. If you recall, a few years ago, there was a lot of controversy and some reviews in the Congress about a sale for about $9 billion of I think it was 72 F-15s. Here you have 84 F-15s at $30 billion, which is only half of the package, estimated to be worth $60 billion. It has not yet been proposed formally. That's not expected until, I think, mid-September at the earliest. But they're talking about a package which includes some of our most updated Blackhawk helicopters, other things which have very sophisticated equipment. They're capable of firing laser-guided or weather air-to-ground missiles. For Israel, this obviously is of great concern. And when you put in the context of a king who's 86 years old and his brother 85, and a lot of unrest within the ranks, this package of this size has got to raise an awful lot of questions. And the problem is that, to go to the point that you just raised, and it was said to me today by an official, that people are so preoccupied in Washington and so exhausted after the health care, after everything else, and being summoned back, and then, sessions gets adjourned, and so preoccupied now with the economy, because it's what people are beating them up with when they go home, that they're not even paying attention to a lot of these other issues. And you're having individuals moving against the Lebanese aid, against weapon sales and things like that, but you're not seeing the kind of concerted effort. And on the other hand, our allies abroad are looking at the United States and seeing the job numbers, which you didn't get to, and the other figures which you did, and saying this undermines our sense of confidence.
$30 billion deal of F-15 Strike Eagle jet fighters. This is really good stuff out of built by McDonnell Douglas, originally in the 1970s, and Sikorsky United Technologies Corporation. So the whole package is well in excess of $30 billion, perhaps
it
as high as
Boeing, the Apache attack helicopters, and United Technologies Blackhawk.
All right, we're selling to the House of Saud.
So everybody is benefiting.
George W. Bush also sold to the House of Saud, and the explanation during the Bush administration was this was to check Iran. Is that the explanation of the Obama administration?
This is still the explanation that this is necessary, because the real danger to Saudi Arabia is internal. The external danger is Iran today. And with the growing presence in the Straits, some of the incidents that occurred, the ship that was attacked recently, I think all of these heighten the concern. Obviously, the concern for everybody else is what happens if these fall in the hands of the wrong people? Will they actually be able to sustain control? What happens if there's a change in regime in
Is this a bribe, Malcolm? Is this a bribe?
Well, it's certainly being spread around enough companies to make it look like it's meant to boost the economy.
Is Saudi Arabia bribing the Obama administration? What could their motive
Well, maybe
be?
it's the reverse. Maybe it's the administration is giving these goodies and this package. I know there have been discussions with Israel. They're talking about some of the technology that's included. Obviously,